Decks profile. We're going to be
This isn't a fight you can
Teferi for this run, as is all I am normally, and we're going to hop in. Yep. So this is a deck I've played a lot with, so I am super familiar with it, super familiar how it plays, really confident in knowing what's in my deck, what's to come, so on. So let's get some gameplay. I'm going to try and give you a bit of the thought process as we go through. Now this is a keep. I've got the portal hold for anybody who plays a 1-drop. I've got Doomscar for it to sweep the board. I've got my 2 wipes for the Doomscar. I've also got an Essence Scatter to keep them off the board. And as we transition into the mid game, I've got Disdainful Strokes. This is a really great hand. Okay, so we're not going to play the Temple because I want to take away this before we can protect something. I will have a chance to, if this is mono white, then really the only barrier to me doing well with this deck is me messing up. Okay, so we don't care about this. We want him to play some more things into it, really. So he's got the Faceless Haven, and that is a little bit of a worry. Okay, so with these white decks we do not mess around, so I'm going to play the Doomcast straight away. Also it helps me thin his hand a bit if he wants to keep it, so it's up to him. Okay, he's got something else to help him keep his. So we want to scroll. We want to find some more removal. So we don't need the Hall of the Storm Giants. 2, 3, 4, 5. We do need 6 though. We're not going to worry for now. I don't mind playing Devastating Mastery and making him pick up his Seasoned Hallowblade. But I do like the idea of countering whatever he's going to play now. Yeah. So if he draws another land, he's going to have Faceless Haven. So we have to do it now. We've got no choice. He can pick up 2 things, or he can leave them to die. It's up to him. He may decide to discard a card. We'll see. He's got different ways he can play this. Okay. He's decided he doesn't want to lose anything. He does get the old seed back, but that's fine. He's got another Faceless Haven. So that was really unlucky. That was just a really unlucky deck. And there you got the Seasoned Hallowblade down. And we were unable to contest the Seasoned Hallowblade. Really unlucky game. But it's okay. If we got mono white to play in this format, we'll be happy with that. So we're going to hop into the next game. We've got a portable hole, which is why we're here, which is why we kept this hand. I'm feeling a bit bad about not keeping the portable hole in the hand for the seasoned Hallow Blade. That sucked. That really sucked. Okay. So we're going to take this away. I've got to behold the multiverse in hand, and it actually threatening a counter is quite good. He could of course just play through it because that's what his deck does, but threatening it is good, especially if he's got something he really wants to use. Okay, he's got another Shambling Ghast out. I'll just put a little stop on the end stop there because I want to play the Beholder Madness. Let's see if that's him done. Okay, it is. Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to play my Mistgate Pathway. I want to play my Raven. And my interest here is having a look in his hand. He's holding something open. I'm thinking, is it a Plum? Is it a Village Rites? Could be one of the two. Obviously a Village Rites will allow him to -1/-1 my Raven. We'll see what he does. Because he knows I'm not blocking. So on the next turn, what we want to do is we want to play the Temple of Enlightenment to get a scry, because now we're looking for a board clear. And we're going to park I saw it coming. Yeah. Of course he was going to do that. He does not want me to look in his hand. Kill. Like I knew with 100% certainty he didn't want to look in your hand. We're kind of comfortable with this. None of these make for really good targets. So again, we do our Temple Enlightenment. We've got too much land, so we don't need this. So we can put that to the bottom, and we can put up. We can park Saw It Coming. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this. He's tapped out, and we don't want him learning. We want him to play the game with the 4 cards he has in his hand. Interesting. So we've got 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 up. I think it's the Valkyrie. That's what we want. We want the Valkyrie. We want to foretell this, and then we want to hold everything else open. If we're lucky, he'll tap out. Okay. So we've got a bit of a problem here. This is one too expensive to be able to protect it. Limith might have actually been better. We're going to see what's going to happen. But I expect he's got removal in hand. Oh, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Both of those games sucked a lot, and the reason why they've sucked is because of the reason I've lost. It's not because I think the deck has underperformed. We just haven't found our field of ruins. We've been killed by creature lands on both occasions. Both occasions we've been playing against aggro decks. Both occasions we've got them into a good position, but we've been beaten out by creature lands being able to put pressure, get underneath, and that always sucks. I still, I have got 100% complete belief in the deck. I just feel like so Luris. Could be rogues. We're going to keep and see how it goes. Could be rogues. If it's rogues, that sucks. Because that matchup is a 50-50. We're hoping it's enchantments rather than rogues. If it's enchantments, or in fact, actually, what would be even better is if it's a Tasha. Yeah, like a straight mill. It being a straight mill would be better for us. So this surprisingly is better for us. He's looking, he can't see anything, he's trying to get some intelligence. An ECD doesn't give him much intelligence of what's happening anyway. So we've got to play the white here. Oh Christ. I played the white, didn't think it through, that was a misplay. I needed the blue down if I wanted to do a sort of coming. Or if I wanted to do my big sort of coming, I mean. We're going to leave this here because there's no pressure. So my midnight clock has now gone into the bin. I need to go and get my second midnight clock. This isn't a big enough threat for me to actually have to counter. So we're going to play the blue now. We're going to pop the multiverse. I'm going to have to hold this open. The only good news about the whole thing is I've got time. That's the only good news. Okay. Okay, so that is the only good news there as well. That he's tapped himself out. So what we don't want him to do is we don't want him to Tasha, we don't want him to Zareth, we don't want him to... We have to hold it all open. We need this flexibility. It's the only thing we have. Yeah, we're going to take this away. There's no way we're letting you mill 6. Okay. He's got a counter in hand. Probably Drown in the Lock. If we can force him to play it now, that means he can't play a rogue. The Scryland is of no importance at all. Devastating Mastery is not useful either. We need a Doomscar. In fact, we need our Raven, to be honest. Oh, one card away from the Doomscar. Doesn't that suck? He knows we have counters. I need to hold open for Tasha. Tasha's in this meta. Cacophony's in this meta. There is a lot here that might kill me. And I've already got 35 cards left. He's going to be doing 6 a turn. We need to do that board wipe. Is it now the time for the board wipe? Probably. He's got Drown in the Lock to deal with it though. Let's park the saw it coming. And then hold open everything else. Okay, are we going to let this go? Yep. Are we going to let this go? Yep. Oh, Christ. We may not have enough time. We may not. But what we need to do is we need to prevent him doing a Tasha or anything like that. We have to let him draw. Oh, that sucks. This game it could be game over now. It could be game over now. He's held open 2 counters. Okay. So we're gonna play Devastating Mastery. Okay, so he's lost his crabs, but we're still down to 21 cards. I don't know. We're going to let this go down. No. We have to let them both go down because he has 5 cards in hand. So we can't risk him playing something more powerful. And I think I've lost my Raven. As I said, this is like the worst matchup. This matchup forces people into hard decisions. That's fine, he doesn't have the crabs. There you go. See, this is the Tasha we know that he had. We knew he had the Tasha. We just knew he did. But he probably has a Drown in the Lock as well. I just think he's got a Drown in the Lock here. Or is he going to move the wrist? Well, there you go. GG. This is GG. He's got pressure on life, he's got pressure on cards. It's just the worst matchup. It's a matchup I can only face best of 3. And that is a wrap for this video. 30 minutes, 0 and 3. Whoops, I'm trying to get to my decks. So, quick review of what went wrong and whether it would be worth taking this deck to try and come back again. So the first thing that went wrong was being out aggroed by our 2-drop that has Indestructible. Now the tool to deal with that card was a Portable Hole or a Glass Casket, but I'd used my Portable Hold on my 1-drop. On reflection, that turned out to be a misplay. On reflection, it turned out to be a misplay, and that's why I lost the game. Obviously, that was the card that killed me of all the other cards. All the other cards I could have probably managed them being on the board. This was the one I couldn't. So that's why I lost game 1. Game 2, I'm trying to remember game 2. So game 2 was the mid-range with the Shambling Gas package, designed to make treasures. I actually didn't get to see what he was trying to ramp into because he put too much pressure on me. Again, I was killed by the creature land. Now, again, 2 Field of Ruins, 3 Field of Ruins. I drew a Field of Ruins in the 3rd game, but I didn't need it against rogues. So that game, again, I died to a creature land. It would have been helpful if I had drawn into one of my Field of Ruins earlier, but I didn't. And him being able to use the 4/3 and the 3/1 to deal 7 of damage every turn, it put a really tight clock on me. A tight clock on me being able to do something. Does this mean I am not still high on Azorious control, especially for those types of aggro matchups? No, I think in many ways it proved the reverse. I think that it does. Azor control does work, but you really have to mulligan properly. And in a sense, actually, I was indecisive in not playing my Devastating Mastery earlier because I was trying to find a way to get some value out of the Wizard's class. So the Wizard's class, as to whether you could put a 1/1 on the thing, as you can see, I've only got one thing in the whole 60 card deck that I could put the 1/1s on. So that's not really important. But you do really want to draw the 2 cards, especially if you're playing against rogues, which is moving your deck away, or you're playing against an aggro build. You do want to draw those cards. And I was holding out trying to draw those cards. So on reflection, I'm not sure if I played those 2 games as well as I could have done. And some of that is just the added inverted commas pressure of it being an arena open as opposed to just being me playing on ladder. The last game just exposed the deck. It's just the worst matchup. In fact, in statistics terms, I have to just pop across to have a look at my stats again. The rogues matchup is 40%, 2 and 3 out of nearly 60 games. Finding a way to manage that matchup with an Azorious deck is kryptonite to me at the moment, and I just need to find a way. It's not because it's really prevalent in the meta, it's just I need to find a way. And you would think that the Portable Hole and the Glass Casket would be equally as effective against against the rogue matchup as any other matchup. But as you can see, finding those cards, was really a challenge. Really a challenge. And actually, in the second game, the second aggro game, you see, the Valkyrie Harbinger is the greedy option. If I had the less greedy option in the Baneslayer, at 5, I would have been able to protect it against a removal. So that was my own fault as well. So I think if I were to make one change just for the open, it would be to change that to a Baneslayer, because a 6-drop versus a 5-drop is magnitudes different. When actually all I wanted was life gain. I didn't really care about being able to create 4/4 bodies. So perhaps the Baneslayer is better. That might feel edge, but turn 6 and turn 7 against an aggressive or mid-rangey matchup is a world away. Whereas, so having 8 mana, so you could play this and protect it. So having is a lot, whereas having 7 is a bit better, but not by much. Let's be clear, not by much. So, these are the thoughts for those games. Rogues still need to give it some thought for this deck. I don't know if you just want to accept it as I just get beaten by that deck. In best of 3, again, I think I've got more options. But in best of 1, I didn't have anything. The good news is because I played white and blue and black, I would have been able to really expose them with the Wizard Spellbook if I managed to land it. But I didn't get to turn 7. So that's this run. I think I'm going to do one more run. But I want to go run to the bathroom first. I want to do another run. I do think another run would be really good in the Arena Open with my Azorious deck. I think it's better than 0 and 3. I really do. And yeah, I think it is. So I'm just gonna hop off, run to the bathroom, reload with some cash in order to hop into the Arena Open, and then we're going to give it another scene to this Azorious control, because I do like doing these Arena Opens with off meta decks. It's no fun if you just try and grind out a victory with